Welcome to the JAMODI podcast. We are all surrounded by amazing coaches and leaders. So let's get an inside look at not just what they do, but how they do what they do. After all, becoming the best versions of ourselves is JAMODI, just a matter of doing it.
Are you ready to level up your team skill development? Well, Ballology is here to support you in driving accountability and skill development. The Ballology app is more than just tracking. It's a resource for enhancing skills, knowledge, and mindset across your program. Join coaches all across the country using Ballology to simplify training and empower your athletes. Let's build consistency, accountability, and skill development together.
Yeah, it is very different. And I don't run around campus telling everybody, "Hey guys, I'm a Christian." I don't do that. My goal is to be a light, to shine a light, to love the kids, and not affirm them, build them up, help them battle through life's adversities, and then they just know, and I've had the opportunity to have some really amazing conversations with kids and parents. I mean, I have great parents, I have great kids, and it's just it's a special deal. And, I run a tournament also. I don't know if you've heard about the tournament that we run. I started it when I was at Bowie. One of the things that when I got into coaching, I had always had a goal of running an event that was more than just basketball. You can go, you're going to sign up for your 3 tournaments and you're going to go play 4 or 5 games in a weekend, and you want to go where the heat is, or you want to go where it's not, whatever. But I wanted to offer something for coaches that want something different and unique for their kids, that we're going to come and play great basketball and we're going to have great competition. There's going to be awesome teams that come. But I want the players to leave feeling that they were seen, they were noticed, they were cared about, and that they had an overall experience. And so when I was at Bowie, we started running a tournament there. It was really small. We started with 8 teams, and it was a co-led with the boys. I didn't want to do that anymore. I wanted to break off. But when I got there, I was kind of inherited this varsity tournament of 8 and 8. Year 2, I'm like, Coach Collier, I love you, but I got to go. I got to break off, and we're going to do something unique. So we expanded to 16 teams that next year, but we do an opening ceremony, and we put a theme on the tournament. So at the time, mental health was not a conversation. Like, we're talking, this is the 12th year of the tournament. So, I mean, back then, you just didn't talk about mental health, but that's really what it was. Each year of the 4 would be a different topic that young women deal with. And then we'd start over. So if you came for all 4 years to the tournament, you're going to get a different topic every time. And then,
Wow.
You're going to hit all 4. So that's what we started doing. And we grew to 24 teams and quickly to 32. And, each year there was a year that we spent on domestic violence, and how to see it. And if your friends are going through that, and again, there's a near and dear to me, and body image and self-image, that was one of our other topics. And then alcohol abuse and stuff, it was another one. And then another topic that was not talked about during that time was being an empowered, strong female. And I'm not talking about girl power, that's not what I mean, but just there's room for us at the table, and if there's not, we need to go make our own. And so we really encourage girls that if you really want to go be XYZ as a professional, there's nothing that should stop you from doing that because you're a woman. Let's have those conversations where we can get along as successful females and we don't have to butt heads with one another. Because if you think about it, the successful women that they're not always friends. There's a lot of headbutting when it comes to success. And so I don't know, it was just laying that groundwork. And then, fast forward to where we've got, Duncanville coming and Clark, they were state champions. It's like the battle of the battles and everybody's coming. We expanded to be more mental health in general. We get resources from some mental health organizations that send us stuff. We have sponsorship. We bring in teams. We still do opening ceremonies. We give each team a welcome basket when they come, full of information and helplines and how to recognize when their teammates are struggling and what to do if you're struggling, and how and for coaches to have resources. It's because every coach is not comfortable having those conversations with a kid.
Yeah.
So, we're as much as we can give and pour into them while they're here for the 3 days they're here, and then they leave. But they love to come back, and it's really neat. It's been a neat. We've had some highly talented kids come through this event, and it's just but then also some life change. Last year, I had at our opening ceremonies. Usually, we bring in somebody. We had Imani McGee Stafford come talk one year. We've had Fran Harris came and was our speaker. Last year, I had one of my players who was a senior share her story on attempted suicide, and
Wow.
how and the reason why she didn't ask for help, but she's telling everybody in the audience in front of 550 players and coaches, it's okay not to be okay, and you're not a burden. And she never asked for help because she felt like she would be a burden to her family. It would be embarrassing for them to know that she was struggling mentally, and then she realized like that through that process that was not true. So that was powerful for her to share her story. But that's I don't know, we have an opportunity to do more than basketball, and we're going to be competitive. I mean, don't me and my husband are fighting to get up the stairs and get down the stairs. Who can win? Like, it's a competition all the time. I don't know. I don't know how to do without competing, but it's so much more than that. So much more.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing that. That is way bigger than basketball, and I've never heard of a tournament like that has themes that are beyond just here are your 4 games, and I hope you have a good experience. Hope the refs show up on time, and hope that no fans get crazy. That's usually all I get from those. So I love that. Do you mind sharing a little bit about how your closing ceremonies or opening ceremonies work, and just what that looks like?
Yeah, so day one of the event, when we first started the tournament, we used to do opening ceremonies the first night, and we'd bring teams back to have dinner, and kind of take our time and get to mingle a little bit more. But
30
Thursday
teams.
night,
That's kind of
yeah,
hard.
well, it was, but Thursday night was tough because a lot of teams want to take advantage of that and maybe go watch UT play, or go check out a practice, or they're in Austin and they're not from Austin, so they may want to go watch the bats fly out from the bridge, or I don't know if that's a thing here, but it is.
I didn't.
Uh,
I did not know that, and now I'm
oh
very
yeah,
curious, but okay.
millions of bats fly out from underneath
No
Congress
way.
Bridge. Yeah, it's crazy. They're kind of dying down by November, but Thursday night just became a challenge, or that's the night that they're going to go to team bonding. And so we moved it to in the middle of the day on Thursday. And it's so great because there's 2 game slots prior to opening ceremony. So we actually kick the event off with some games. So teams are already here, and then we take a break and there are no games at all. And the opening ceremonies takes place in our Performing Arts Center. Our Funky Co dance team comes and performs. It's awesome. Like, it is. The crowd is just loving it. And then we'll do the messaging, and they'll get their welcome baskets at the event. We give coaches gifts. Kendra Scott's one of our sponsors, so she gives gifts to all the coaches. Like, so generous. And then that's about an hour ish. We play some games with them, do some fun stuff, and then send everybody back to go and play. But we tell them up front there are resources here throughout the weekend. That if you need help, or coaches come, I'm happy to talk to any of them or connect them with people from their area. And that's the way that it works. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the the Faith Fall Classic every year, and sadly, Coach, it's just about basketball. There is a 3-point competition, though, so we get that in. But no, it's just something to think about for sure. How can we use high school, the sports, this platform to help more people beyond our team? Because I think there are most coaches that I get to talk with, they've got things that they do to reach their players and are intentional with them. But what are ways that we can zoom out and reach more people on a larger scale. I think you've definitely done that.
That's what I hope. And I mean, I have so many friends that are coaches now. I mean, I didn't obviously when I started out, I didn't know anybody, but like real people that care about and we care about each other. And then so in essence, I care about their kids, and they care about mine. And I mean, we're going to get out there and we're going to compete when we're on the court, but when we're off the court, it is okay. It's okay to be friends, and it's okay to support one another, and it's okay to give away to others, and I just can't think of an easier platform to do that than the one that I've been given.
Thank you for checking out today's episode. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast, share it with your fellow coaches, and find us on social media for what's coming up next on the JAMODI podcast. It's just a matter of doing it.